I want to talk to you about a French rapper called MHD, and it's a guy that, I mean, he's famous for. They say that he, I wouldn't say invented, but I mean, I would say that he imported Portuguese Afro house, and he labeled it Afro trap in France. And he had that track called La Puissance. He really like blew up, and good kid, great songs, cool concept, mixing Afro and trap. Even before the Nigerians were big, he was there, did his thing, good thing. But he was part of, I guess, street. The people from his neighborhood, and the people from his street or his neighborhood, or decided that they wanted to get revenge about, I don't know what, about one kid, one young man, and they all went, 20 people, and they stabbed that kid 20 times, cut his nose, cut his balls, like crazy violence for no reason. And the problem was that his car was there, and people say that he was there. And so he ended up, because of, I don't know, maybe wanting to prove his street credibility to his people, he just got sentenced to 12 years in prison for the murder of this young kid. French rapper MHD was sentenced Saturday to 12 years in prison for the 2018 murder of a young man in Paris who was rammed with a car before being set upon by a mob and stabbed. Him and his 5 fellow defendants were also jailed over the killing, receiving jail terms between 10 and 18 years over what prosecutors said was a fight between rival gangs. 3 other men were acquitted. The pioneer of Afro trap, a mix of hip-hop and African traditions, MHD rose to fame after becoming a viral sensation in 2015. The 20-year-old, whose real name is Mohamed Silla, was charged with the homicide in January 19 and imprisoned. He was released after a year and a half in custody as investigation continued, and released a new album. As Saturday verdict was handed down, several women in the public gallery burst into tears. MHD hugged one of them, maintaining his composure. Those convicted, who all pleaded not guilty, have 10 days to appeal. During his final statement to the court, before it retired to render the verdict after 3 weeks of proceeding, he again proclaimed his innocence. From the beginning, I have maintained my innocence in this case, and I will continue to maintain my innocence, he told the packed court. The prosecutor had asked for 18 years prison sentence for the rapper, acquittal for the 2 of the accused, and jail sentence of 13-20 years for the others. On the night of July 15, 23-year-old, he was not a kid, was very young still. 23-year-old Loic K was rammed by a black Mercedes and then beaten up and stabbed by around a dozen people in a greedy part of the capital's 10th arrondissement. Although the rapper denied having been at the scene, a local resident filmed the incident from his window, and the Mercedes was quickly identified as belonging to MHD. Other witnesses identified him by his haircut or a sweatshirt by Puma, for which he was a brand ambassador. according to investigating reports by the AFP. The car was found abandoned and burned out in a car park the day after the killing. Judicial truth emerged despite the law of silence, said Juliette Chapelle, lawyer for the victim's family. The killing happened at the Cité des Chaufourniers, a low-income estate in the area of the former pizza delivery driver, an area that the former pizza delivery driver continued to frequent despite his fame. The football mat performer, who was born in France to Guinean and Senegalese parents, is best known for Afro Trap 3 Champions League, a song in praise for the Paris Saint-Germain football club. He had made waves abroad, drawing admiration from global stars such as Drake and Madonna. All right. To me, the only thing I can say in French is quel gâchis. It is the same as you from the ghetto, you have no money, you have nothing to eat, you're here struggling, you're trying to make it, to make ends meet, and one day you win at Euro Million, the lottery. You win, let's say you win 20 million. Enough to leave the hood, to leave all these behind, put your mom and your dad in a nice house, and have a better life. It's like you've been chosen. You've been chosen among everybody else that is just roaming this earth, trying to survive, trying to make it, trying to fulfill their dreams. And you have a dream of rapping, and all of a sudden something happens, and boom, you start climbing the steps of fame, and you are now ready to all of a sudden you're there struggling. I'm hungry, I can only eat hamburgers at McDonald's or rice, and like my parents are struggling to pay for education, everything is hard, and all of a sudden you have a ticket here, and with this ticket you make 20 million. But now you have to keep it for a month. You have to keep this ticket for a month, because only in a month then you can go to the lottery place, give your ticket in exchange of a transfer in your bank account of 20 million. And now that it's all good, you always keep your ticket with you, or maybe you put it in a safe, I don't know. And then, I don't know, you decide to go with your ticket because you always keep it with you. You decide to, because you're so happy, to jump out of a parachute. And as you jump the parachute and everything is fine, I don't know, you had your ticket in your pocket, and then the ticket flies in the air. And when you land safely, but you lost 20 million. Where all you had to do was take your ticket and put it in front of you in a room, and not leave this room for a month. Stay there. Make sure it's there. Put it in a safe. Go find a place, a bank somewhere. Put it in a safe. Don't say put it in a safe that is resists water, flames, etc. You just put it there, and you leave it there for a month with only you know the code, and you just leave it there, and you wait a month. And in a month, when it's time to go meet the people of La Française des Jeux in France, or Euro Million in wherever, Casa something here in Portugal, you just open your safe, you take your ticket, and you go become rich. And now you have to change your life. And instead of that, because the guys from your neighborhood are little gangsters, and you want to prove to them that you a gangster, you take your car that you bought and your joggers that the brand Puma gave you, and that they own it. It's like an exclusive model that is only given to celebrities that they work with. So it's not something people can buy anywhere. Only you can have it. You go with that, you wear it, and you take your car and you drive on top of a kid, and with your friends you stab him, you kill him. Bravo. Like, listen, I'm not from the streets, so I don't understand, and I never understood the concept of street credibility. When I wanted to rap and I was younger, a lot of people in the rap world in France, they hated me because they knew that I lived in the good neighborhoods of Paris, and that my dad was the ambassador of Congo at that time. And a lot of people were hating. A lot of these, we were all like 18, 17, 19. A lot of them, they were hating because I was not from the streets. And me, I was like, you guys make no sense. First of all, it's not my fault if my parents have money. I'm lucky that I was born there, but it has nothing to do with me. And my dad was born poor. He climbed up to arrive in the place that you all dream to go. So normally, if we are all rappers and some of you make it, you will arrive there too. And your kids, it's not going to be their fault that they are born rich as well. So why are you hating me for something that I'm not responsible of? And why are you hating me for being the son of somebody that you are trying to be? And yeah, but you know, well, you can rap. Rap is about the struggle. You cannot rap. Rap is and I was like, art is art. And if I want to do art and I'm inspired by art, I will do art. I don't care about your opinions. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. While I'm performing, don't come to the front. Go to the bar. Let the girls, because back then, yeah, when I was performing, it was mostly girls in the front. Yeah, let the girls enjoy. And after that, whenever your buddy is performing, come in the front. And yeah, but you know, what you know about the street? And I was like, I don't know nothing about the streets. And there's nothing there that is so glamorous. Beating people, killing people, going to jail. I don't see what's so cool about that. Personally, no. What is cool to me are things that are completely different. And here you have people who they dream of living a situation. They work hard. They have talent. They use this talent to live a situation, but then they keep the entourage. They keep their bad entourage because they are the people they grew up with, and they want to take everybody with them. And when people become that successful, it's the same as winning the lottery. You're gonna have people, they win the lottery. Once they have their 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, they will take all their friends that they grew up with, good people, bad people, and they will go and they're gonna spend all this money in 1 year by living like crazy. And then once they spend all the money, all their friends are gonna start hating them because there's no more money. And some others, they will look in their entourage and they will see who is worth taking with them? Who do I give a little bit of money to, especially to their moms and not to them directly? I go to all the moms that helped me, see me grow up, that kept me or gave me some food when my mom was not there, all that stuff. That's when you try to, let's say you take, you made 20 million, you take 3 million out of your 20 million. Let's say after tax you have 20 million. You take 3 million out of your 20 million. You go see the moms of all your good friends that you grew up with, and you go say, Tantine, this is for you. Let's say it's 20 of them. You divide your 3 million into 150 for each of them, each 20 of them, and you go and you give them 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. Hey, this is to survive and to pay for this, the school of this or the hospital of that. Listen, thank you so much. Then you go see your friends. Maybe you take a million, you share to all your good homies, and we party and whatever. You give it to them. You still have 16K, 16M in the bank. You spend 4 million in your hood, in the families, in the homies, and now it is time to get the fuck out. Go get you a nice house in another country or in a good neighborhood, and only give the address and your new number to the people who are worth it in your area. And then from time to time, yes, you can invite people to dinner and meet them, but you don't go and continue to hang out in the bad places. I understand people are territorial, people are tribal. I understand that. But there's a point you have to change in order to go to the next level. And sometimes you can take your whole entourage with you if they are able themselves to change their ways. The problem is you made the money, not them. So now, yeah, they might look at you like, yeah, you changed. Of course I'm changing. And what they do, they grab you by the foot and they bring you back down to the sewer with them. And now you're going to spend 10 years in jail. And when you come out, you might not be famous anymore, because what can happen in 10 years, a lot of things. And hopefully you had some money on the side, because nobody's going to be wanting to play your music. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about the radios. So you're not going to make like that much money from intellectual rights. Maybe you're going to make money from streams, because you have fans that will continue to listen to your music. But you're not going to be able to do the real money, which is shows. You're not going to be able to do all the tours that would have secured you. All these for what? For street credibility? All right.